Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Schray Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Schray Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
The great fundamental issue now before our people can be making it.
There it goes out there.
Rance. He wants it all. He'll get it again. And as I say now, outside once for a touchdown. And the slam.
But an idea lives on.
See them celebrate that big victory here at East End. Get the range. Of the Hawks Gauntlet. Alongside me is Tony Williams. Appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be. We're underway, a quick start between Showtime and Showdem here on SCSN, and our simulcast tonight is Vito. Gets hit with a buzzer by Coach Cook. Quick buzzer. Referee to inbound, and here's the drive by Perkovic, who ladles this up and into the twine. Great start, week 4, game 1, Hawks Gauntlet, and the immediate bucket by Vito. Vito is a bucket. He's been just electric all season long. Here's a quick pass, looking inside. Onwuta, the hook shot, this clatters away. 2-0, 30 seconds gone in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A quick feed to the close side. Manyika through traffic off the glass. We're back to 2-2. 30 seconds off the clock. 2 quick buckets. Showtime, Showdem back to the offensive end of the floor, and another response. 4-2 now here in Chattanooga. It's the Hawks Gauntlet Series Week 4. Quick drive, Showdem, pass down low. Perkovic tried to swat at that, but it sails and goes out of play. 4-2 for the moment. This is Andrews. Andrews takes this himself, pass to the corner, long three. This kisses off the side of the glass. Remains a one-score game. Long feed is intercepted. Nicola. The handoff. Andrews from downtown. This clatters around and won't go. Perkovic keeps it moving to Kai Arnold. Arnold somehow through traffic able to get that up. Won't drop for him. Nearly 2 minutes played as TJ fights his way through traffic and puts that home. And trouble for Showtime. Basketball is lost. Perkovic dives for it and the whistle here at Hamilton Heights Christian Academy. Gabriel Schray here with Tony Williams. 4-4 after 2 minutes of play. Excited to have you along with us tonight wherever you may be. Great prep basketball action. This shot fired in traffic off the target. .46 here in Chattanooga. 3 minutes played and another stoppage here. Some sorting out to do between these two. This is Shodem. Shodem coming to the offensive end of the floor in a tie. Blow for blow, these two programs have gone so far. Bryson Andrews off the intercept. Andrews looking down low, doesn't like the pressure. Fished outside for Kai Arnold, who can't put it home. Great look to Kai Arnold, who had a lot of space and time to work with. Manyika hands it off. Shodem biding their time. TJ pulls up with a long two. This one off the mark, and the putback by Habib Youssef. Now 6-8. The inbound will come from right in front of us here. Nicola to put this onto the hardwood. Around Manyika, over to Andrews. Andrews goes to work across the Hawk, down to the offensive end of the floor. Perkovic fires once, trying again. It'll go off the glass. Dropping that in off the backboard. We're tied at 8. Shodem. A little kiss off the glass. This is off the mark. Showtime's Andrews all the way up the floor to the offensive end, and a lot of contact between these two as the ball is swatted off of the hardwood. Nearly halfway through the first period of play in Chattanooga. These two have been neck and neck. No lead greater than 2 tonight. First we'll go with the line. Mikhail Marcelin, the junior guard, hits that. Marcelin from France, great caretaker of the ball, good scorer. Somebody that Coach Cook has told me in the past is somebody who's going to improve every single day they go out to practice and their whole life.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's earning whatever minutes he's going to get. Absolutely.
Youssef keeps that moving down low. Onwuta to work in the paint. That off the glass won't go.
Yeah, both teams off to a little bit of a slow start here.
Nicola swatted away by Youssef. TJ Richards down low. Onwuta tries to put it back on the floor. He goes over the baseline, trying to hook up with Manyika.
Showtime has some things to figure out, going 0-2 last week, and Showtime got some things to figure out on their own, being without Victor this week. He's under the weather, so they're without a big piece of their puzzle.
Youssef drains the deep two. What a beautiful ball.
So early on, just figuring things out here.
And still no separation greater than just 1 bucket, 2 points between these two. Kai Arnold, that sails through his hands and off of the floor. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in this first period. 10-10, all knotted up at Hamilton Heights Christian Academy on the Southeast Sports Network. TJ Richards drives and fires. That's off the mark. Yusuf looking for the second chance bucket and the foul.
We got Bosan Wuta going up there after getting that offensive rebound. He has shown up these last few weeks that is the name to his game. He's going to get opportunities to score some baskets. It's going to be off offensive rebounds.
First is off the mark, remains 10-10. Second one rattles around and goes for Yusuf. So 10-11 now. It's been a 2-point game or a tie the entire duration of this. Vito Perkovic yo-yoing along the arc. Steps back, wants the deep three. It's no good. Yusuf comes up with the ball. Habib hands it off. TJ Richards back to him. Goes to work up near the elbow. Doesn't like the pressure. TJ Richards looked like he wanted to pull up from out there. Fights his way down towards the paint. Over to Manyika. Manyika fires from the elbow. That clatters in off of the glass. And it's the first 3-point lead of the game. 13-10. Showdown out in front. Andrews turning like a top. Bryson fights his way inside and the whistle. Game that's already seen 3 lead changes, 13-10 for the moment. Showtime at the charity stripe. Bryson Andrews will take 2. First will go. Cuts us back to a 2-point differential with 90 seconds left to play in this first period.
The big opportunity for Bryson to show how he can lead this team this week. Being without that critical piece, they're going to have to plug some people in, and Bryson's going to be the man in charge of making sure they run as a well-oiled machine.
Close side, Andrews pulls up and falls to the hardwood as this sails on him. Less than a minute in this first. Showdown's in a bit of trouble as Perkovic nearly came up with a takeaway, but a travel before he can make the play defensively. So the ball will go back to the offensive end of the floor. This is Bryson Andrews across the timetable. Down along the arc to Nicola, who wants it from the corner and boarded by Richards. Swatted away, Marcelin coming up with the ball. Perkovic from 3-point range, that's short. Richards, 20 seconds to play with. Richards goes to work down low, and Marcelin tips it off of the floor. Minnesota and Marcelin going at it, playing 110%. And as these two duke it out, time will expire on the first period. 13-11. The lead with the traveling team, so to speak, here after 1 period of play. What do you think so far, Tony?
Hey, so far it's just guys trying to scrap it out. Like I said, they're trying to figure out where everybody lies, what these teams are going to look like, and we saw there at the end, Bosa and Joshua fighting for that rebound, trying to give themselves and their team a little bit of an edge.
Well, not a lot of separation between these two, and a hot start for Showdown and Showtime. 3 lead changes. Biggest score margin was just 3 points, 10-13. We saw that just seconds before the end of that first period, and it kind of remained there. Andrews hit a single one of his chances at the line to cut it back to a 2-point game, which is literally where we were, tied or a 2-point lead the entire first period. That's where we are right now. 13-11. Showdown out in front. We'll see if they can extend their lead or hang on to it entering this second period at Hamilton Heights Christian Academy on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to our simulcast. We've made it available a few places tonight. Huddle TV, Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schray here with Tony Williams, and second period coming now. This is Showdem. Richards taken away by Marcelin, and as he finesses this up the floor, the whistle.
Bosa was trying to get out on the break a little bit too quick there.
Well,
trying to get free and hold somebody.
I just can't see him sneaking away at that size. He's not going to slink his way up the floor. Nicola wants the layup. Coming down with it, Showdem, and he takes a step immediately back to Showtime. They'll take that all day long. Showtime from mid-range. Perkovic somehow comes up with a ball. Marcelin wants three. That's automatic.
Great shot there by Michael Marcelin.
And that puts them back in the lead by just one, 14-13. 1 minute played in this second period. That's our fourth lead change of the afternoon. Ball clatters all around. Now it'll go back to Showtime. Showtime to the offensive end. This is Andrews. Andrews fighting along the block, and close side official waves it off. Two minutes gone in this second period in a 1-point game. 14-13 Showtime lead. They're looking to extend it. Perkovic palming the ball with authority. Driving against Monyika, has him beat for a moment. Marcelin takes the feed, wanted another three. This time it's just off the mark. Monyika scatters for the ball. Showdem on the move. With great pace to the offensive end. Richards looking back up top. Monyika's got a lot of room from the block. Pass down backdoor. Yusuf had it for a moment. Monyika, the second chance, rolls across the front of the iron. Regathered by Showdem and now swatted off of the floor by Jatobo. A lot of contact, full contact on that one.
Yeah, it's very physical. You saw in the last trip down, Weasley and Bryson getting real physical. The referees letting them play defense. Just as I say that, they get a push off the rebound.
They heard you.
Call the foul, yep.
Took a step with it.
He was trying to figure out what he was going to do with the ball and forgot about his feet.
I love him as a prospect. Big fan of so many of these players. I don't know how you say goodbye. That's one of my favorite things about, I really miss doing network TV. I hate following one high school football team on Friday nights because you get attached to them. How could you not?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially these guys that, every kid, because you see them grow from the second they get here, but especially the guys like, Bosa came here as a freshman, Josh, Weasley, Bryson, all these guys who are going to be here for multiple years. You really, it really is tough.
There's the three. That one off the corner of the iron, kept alive by Bosa and Muta. Weasley Johnson somehow keeping it moving along the arc, and now this escapes the floor. Monyika will throw in.
Good thing is this core young guys that have been here since being freshmen, Bosa and Weasley especially, they're gonna be here for a few more years, just sophomores. So they've got a lot of growing to do. They're the future of Hamilton Heights basketball.
Malcolm, too much movement with the ball, and I think he took a step as well. So halfway through the second period, we haven't seen a bucket in a long time, just 60 seconds into period 2, and will remain just 3 points scored in this second period.
Yeah, not a lot of offense. Somebody's got to get something going, get some rhythm. You know, it's hard to continue to score if you don't start scoring, so somebody's got to get something started here.
That comes after 24 points in the first quarter, just 3 so far. Halfway, we're on pace for 6 in this second quarter. Showtime. Flips this to Perkovic. Big man, Vito, fights his way into the mid-block and the whistle. Heavily defended as he fought his way down into traffic, and Mency Longema there, the long athletic forward from France.
Yeah, I think Showtime is really, really struggling to find some identity. They're missing that, 16 points, 12 rebounds a game that Victor gives them. And they're still trying to figure it out.
This is Vito. Vito dicing it up. He'll step back. Calling Jatobo across the floor. Now he'll drive, finesses his way towards the iron, and the whistle. Jump ball. 3:40 left to play in the second period, and still just 3 points scored in this entire quarter. Did Coach Cook have him run wind sprints and talk about defense all week or something?
No, this is wild. They actually had kind of an easy weekend. No travel, no anything, no real hard practices or anything. And, we're starting an hour later today. They had an extra hour to kind of prepare after school. I think it's just, we haven't had a game like this so far. Most every game has been high pace, a lot of scoring, but it happens. You got these defensive battles where ball just won't go in the bucket.
So less than 3 minutes to play in the second quarter in a 1-point game, 14-13. And just 3 points scored in the second quarter. Showtime puts this into play. Nicola battles his way into the paint. Ball pops out. Scooped up by Onwuta. Bosa hands it off to Wesley Johnson. Over the timeline. To the far side of the floor. Just enough room in the eye of Perkovic. He'll get the lid off of the basket and put Showtime out in front by 2.
Great shot by Weasley, creating space, creating his own shot, and knocking it down. Maybe get some momentum going here for his team.
That's our 5th lead change of the night as Kai Arnold knifes his way inside for the layup.
Kai Arnold trying to get 3 of his own the hard way.
16-16, he'll have a chance at the old-fashioned 3. Arnold forks that up and it'll go. Our 6th lead change, and it's a 1-point game. .90 seconds left in this first half. 17-16. Showtime out in front. Onwuta, the give to Johnson. Wesley loses the ball, picked up by Perkovic. He's reading the floor, lots of time and space, and collides with Yusuf, who makes the big defensive play. That's a lot of contact between those two.
Yeah, it is. He wanted the foul there, but if nothing else, the refs have been consistent so far, letting them play.
Quick pass, close side. Andrews. Defended by who else? Number 8, TJ Richards. Marcelin with a quick beat to the inside. Went for the layup, and he's fouled. He'll hit his first at the charity stripe. It extends the lead of Showtime to 2. Second one comes up short. 18-16. What's Coach Cook doing?
No idea. He's over there clowning at the scorer's table. He loves these Gauntlet games, man. This has been really, really fun for him.
Yusuf fights his way into the tall trees and the little teardrop. We're tied at 18. 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Andrews to the corner, fighting his way inside. Ball is lost. Kai Arnold picks it up. 7 seconds as he's grabbed at by TJ Richards. 6.7 seconds. Johnson will inbound in the tie game. 18 all. Here comes TJ Richards. 3 seconds. Richards floats it up and gets the bucket as time expires on our first half in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Tony, any quick thoughts on what we saw in quarters 2?
Yeah, kind of a slow offensive start to the game. One thing I've really picked up on is, me and Bryson were watching some film earlier today and, kind of saw where he was forcing some shots last week. And so he said he was going to focus on trying to be a little more versatile and pick his spots, but he's kind of starting a little slow. He's going to have to just take some shots here and try to provide a spark for his team in the second half.
Sounds good. We'll take a short break in a 2-point game, 2018, and be right back on SCSN. Welcome back to Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's the Hawks Gauntlet. Great action today between these two. Showtime, show them. It's a 2-point game. Show them out in front. We appreciate you tuning in and being with us for all the action. Two minutes until the second half. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Schray Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Schray Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Still a 2-point game. We're at the halftime window. And the second half, quarters 3 and 4 coming up in just a moment. In our first 2 quarters of play, we saw 7 lead changes, including an end of the half bucket. At one point, we went over 6 minutes and only had 3 points scored.
Yeah, a little slow offensively so far. But if we know anything about these teams, they can fire it up really quick. Bryson can light up the scoreboard. Vito's scored 40 points twice already, 37 and 40, close enough. And then Habib and Bosa down here, they can grab a million rebounds and get TJ and Chris started on the offensive end. So both teams are fully capable of taking off like a rocket ship here in the second half.
I would expect, based on the averages of these 2 teams specifically and the players on the floor right now throughout the course of this gauntlet to this point, this will be a hot 3rd and 4th quarter of play. They're going to score a lot of points, so the lid will really be off.
Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating as well.
Hamilton Heights Hawks Gauntlet. You can reach out, find Coach Cook on Twitter or the basketball program, Triple H, Hawks B-Ball on Twitter. Reach out, get in touch if you're interested in any of the prospects on the floor tonight. If you can't find them, you can also tag SESN Sports. Just say what you're looking for and I'll pass you along. 10 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. We're excited to have all the action as part of our simulcast. What are any new recruiting or prospect news from this last week for any of the guys on the floor right now, Tony?
No, like I said, we haven't. This past weekend we didn't travel. We're not playing any preseason events or anything. Trying to get tuned up for the season here in about 10 days or so when the regular season starts. So, not really much action as far as getting to play in any preseason games, having coaches see our guys in any of those events. But still a lot going on with the usual suspects.
Kevin off the mark.
Kevin, Victor getting a lot of attention from coaches just from the preseason. Wow, incredible block by
mean block. He's been an animal blocking through this tournament. He's just been fantastic. A couple of the blocks that made the highlights last week were crazy. You can find him on Twitter, find him on Instagram. Go to @SCSN Sports on Twitter. Find them on the Hamilton Hawks basketball Instagram page. He was jamming him back.
Yeah, he's averaging 3 a game.
Oof, Nicola with a nasty long ball. That's our 8th lead change. It's 21-20.
And if he can average 3 or 4 blocks a game, that's more opportunities for the good guys to have the ball. So
Manyika to Yusuf. Habib Yusuf, D'd up by Perkovic. Lofts this to Manyika, who puts it in off of the glass.
Great job by Chris cutting to the basket. Great job by Habib finding him. Great play right there.
And the response by Showtime comes up short. Arnold, a second chance. This one boarded by Bosa.
Kai's putting it all in the line, flying in there trying to get that offensive rebound.
Looking for the layup. Too much contact for the liking of the official on the baseline. TJ Richards from the charity stripe. First one goes, second is off the mark. It extends the lead of Shodem, 23-21. Nicola keeps it moving. Bryson Andrews wants the deep 3. It kisses off the front of the rim. Far side to Manyika. Manyika comes up the floor with great pace, battling it out with Kai Arnold to TJ Richards. Richards defended by Marcelin, back across. Manyika pulls up from downtown. That's got too much sauce. And this time Yusuf takes a step. 3 minutes played in this third quarter. Here comes Andrews. This time he's hit with the travel. Richards to the close side. Quick pass to Marcelin. He takes it and loses the ball as he's jostled. Andrews examining the floor. The handoff. Manasua, close side. Nicola wants the three ball. That's off the top of the backboard. Boarded by Onwuta in traffic with great pace. Oh, great layup. Showdown extends their lead. 6 minutes left to play in the third period. Our largest lead of the game, 4 points. Andrews shovels this to Nicola, and the response had too much. Big high bounce off the iron, clattered out. Remains a 4-point difference. Perkovic gathers this off the boards. Vito runs it up the floor, wanting to drop it in, and instead boarded by Yusuf. Habib's in trouble. Somehow gets it over to TJ Richards. From the far corner, this one off the mark as well. Took a big high bounce off the top of the rim. Kai Arnold, that won't go. Onwuta gets Showdown started. TJ Richards all alone as he takes that to the rack and lays it up and in. That extends their lead even further from the largest lead of the game at 4 points to now 6 points separating these two.
A couple of great examples of Showdown running the floor, getting to the basket. Haroon did it a couple trips down, attacked the basket, finished through contact, and then TJ, the same thing there, being persistent and finishing strong.
The drive, shoveled outside and picked up by Yusuf off the floor. It was loose. Richards. Munyika. Oh, he pulls up, heavily defended, and he got the three in his eye. Unbelievable. That extends their lead even further now to 9 points. They've scored 9 in this second half exactly. Nicola wants to cut the lead. Can't do it. It's actually been a 9-point run as well.
They just didn't quite get across the line there, so it's a backcourt violation. But man, Showtime's got to get something going here. You talked about getting the lid, taking the lid off the rim. It literally looks like there's a lid on the rim right now. They cannot get anything to go here. They're getting good looks.
Andrews with some nifty, dicey moves, and he goes down to the floor hard.
We'll give him a second there. I think Habib accidentally landed on him whenever he came down.
He looked just a little bit shaken up. 3.5 minutes left to play in this third period. 30-21 to end the run of 10 points. He does. His first. Takes a big high bounce, rolls around and drops. And he'll get both at the line. (23-30), a 7-point game as they'll take a timeout down on the floor. We'll keep it right here on the Southeast Sports Network in our simulcast. Gabriel Schray here with Tony Williams. An exciting third quarter, a lot of action between these two. Tony, obviously, they got to get the lid off the basket.
Yeah, Showtime's got to get the lid off the basket, but they definitely, both teams have picked up the pace. Showtime has had a little more success attacking the basket. A huge three there by Chris Munyika, but yep, it's no lack of effort here in the third period. They definitely picked up the pace.
Timeout on the floor, coming to an end. I think that could be pretty big that Andrews just cut that run. It was a 10-point run for Showdown, dating back to the 60-second mark of the third quarter. Showtime finally gets a pair of points. They hadn't scored since just seconds into the second half of play.
I mean, they're still down by 7, but like you say, that could be critical. Just stopping a run, seeing the ball, even if it's on free throws, seeing the ball go through the basket, That's something that's, mentally just seeing the ball go through the hoop.
This one's pickpocketed. Here's Showtime. Long delivery for Arnold. Sails on him. I like the look. Showtime number 2 in the standings, looking to pad that tonight, but so far they're going to drop to 3rd.
Yeah, if it stays like it is right now, yeah, they would they'd drop to 3rd.
Richards with a floater, boarded by Shodam, and looking for the bucket. A 3rd chance now for Onwuta, who gets that to drop. 23-32. Showtime again, trailing by 9. Here's the pass to Vito. Vito back up top. Andrews steps around one defender. Close side, floater off the back side of the iron, boarded by Showtime. Munyika through the middle of the floor. Wants to go himself, and it's taken away by Andrews. Nice steal by Bryson. Heavily defended by the big man, Yusuf. Taken at. His shot is off the mark. Takes a big high bounce out, and the travel off of the board by Showtime.
Honestly, obviously, Victor Mikic is a huge piece of the puzzle for Showtime. I wasn't really sure how much they would miss him offensively, but man, they really seem to be lacking the ability to get anything going here. Bryson's trying with all his might to brute force some points, and they just can't get anything going.
Great pass up the floor, just couldn't corral it. Showtime looking to come away with the ball as Kai Arnold wrestles for it.
I think he had possession. Is that a wrong sport?
Wrong sport.
Wrong sport, okay.
You got to turn off the TV on Sundays. Some of these guys are watching a little too much Sunday. 32-23.
Coach Cribbs giving Vito a little breather there. Maybe you can get him reset, get him going on the offensive end.
Andrews tries for the layup. It's still 32-23. Showtime could extend their lead to double digits with a bucket. Munyika around Arnold. What a pass. Oh my goodness.
What in the...
Oh, how did he do that? All right, stop the reel-to-reel and put that on the highlight film. That's unbelievable. I don't know how he did that. Here's Munyika again. 22 seconds left in the 3rd period. The layup, he gets it to go. 36-23. They extend their lead on back-to-back trips up the floor. Now here's the 3-ball. This one off the mark, coming our way. Kai Arnold keeps it on the hardwood. Pass inside to Andrews. Sails on Showtime. Munyika picks it up. 1 second. He fires as time expires, and it goes wide on him. So our score entering the final period remains 36-23. A 13-point game as we head into the final quarter, Tony.
Yeah, Showtime really was able to pick it up there. Showtime not so much. They still unable to really get the motor going offensively. But if two of Hamilton Heights' best players play for that team, Vito Perkovic and Bryson Andrews, so there is no shortage of ammunition over there on that squad. So they can definitely bring back and close the deficit. But Showtime is doing what they need to do to secure a win so far.
Well, in the 4th minute of that 3rd quarter, Andrews hit a pair of free throws at the line, and I said that'll bust up, that'll stop the run that Showtime had been on, but it didn't stop the run. The run is now just a 16-2 run dating back to 60 seconds into that 3rd quarter, and they just can't get the lid off the basket. Nothing they do seems to be working, so obviously a strategy change needs to come as they head into this final quarter.
Let's quickly take a look at that
whatever that was.
That kind of off-the-wall play there where Chris Munyika went for a little bounce pass and it hit.
I don't know how he did that.
Bounced off of his face and into the basket there.
1 quarter left to play in a tight one. It's off the mark.
So I guess we got to figure out if Mincy gets credit for the basket because he shot it with his face, or I'm not sure. Not sure how that works.
I don't know how you credit that. Well, you're keeping stats, so I'm going to make you decide.
Maybe we'll give him credit for it. He was in the right position. So
I'm a big fan. I'm a broadcaster, right? I'm not a coach. I'm not a basketball guy necessarily by trade. As Manyika pulls up and hits the deep three. Nothing like dampening, trying to make small talk like that. 39-23. Perkovic to cut into that run, and it stays alive. It's now a 19-2 run for the moment. Foul by Johnson.
I think he called that on 18, Lovro. I think Lovro got a little push there when Vito was going up for the pass. There it is.
Perkovic. That could technically break the run as well. You still want to call it a run. It's a 19-5 run dating back to 60 seconds into the third quarter. 39-25, all showed them in quarters 3 and so far quarters 4, really mostly them. Andrews running the floor. Perkovic. Siliprovic. He's in trouble. Jatobo keeps it moving. Andrews steps back, fires from long range. Wow, big high bounce, and that'll go for Bryson Andrews.
Yeah, he needed to see that for his confidence.
11-point game, showed them to respond, they get it to go.
Wow, Mincy said, I'm not gonna take your pity 2 points off my face. I'm gonna get one of my own. Knock down the shot.
Response, nothing there. 41-28. That score remains as Siliprovic gets the board. Nikola to run the floor, far side. Vito dicing it up. Somehow through traffic, and this one won't fall for Nikola. It rolled all the way around the rim to the close side. Johnson defended by Andrews. 3 minutes gone in this final quarter. 41-28, showed them lead. Looking to pad it. And the intercept by Siliprovic, taken right back by Wisley. He goes for the floater, and Siliprovic wants the ball. Picked up by Manyika. Into the paint, off the glass, that'll go.
Manyika looks like he's just taking it upon himself to take over this game and put his team on the lead. Here's some crucial threes and some easy buckets at the basket.
15 points separate these two. 6.5 minutes left to play. Game 1, week 3 of the Hawks Gauntlet. Showtime trails to Showdem on the Southeast Sports Network and our simulcast tonight to Huddle TV. Kai Arnold ladles this up and in off the glass. Beautiful delivery. The lead of Showdem back to 13. We've actually seen 9 lead changes in this game. None since the half. Well, I should say 1 since the half. Showdem took the lead, and they have not looked back. Kai Arnold is fouled. Showtime's leading scorers, Vito Perkovic, Bryson Andrews. Perkovic 20 points per game, Andrews 17. Perkovic averaging 7 rebounds per game. And in the tournament, he's shooting 55% from beyond the arc. He's been sort of quiet in this game.
Yeah, he has. Like I said, the two big guys for Showtime. Knockdown bucket for Wesley Johnson right there, but the 2 big guys for Showtime just really have not been able to get it going. I don't know what you attribute that to. Sometimes it just, things just aren't falling. Sometimes it's great defense. Like I said, it's been physical. Early in the game, they weren't able to get any momentum going because, some no calls at the basket. But you know, you got to fight through stuff like that. You never know on any given night how the referees are going to ref the game. You know, maybe the using a different type of ball that you're not used to. Those are just ultimately excuses that you got to be able to find a way to see the ball go in the basket.
16-point game, 46-30, 4.5 left to play. Andrews pulls up and hits a nasty three from long range. Great look by him. Shodem wanted to respond. The steal by Andrews, long outlet pass Sales.
Both of these guys, Bryson and Vito, we were just talking about, are both very, very capable shooters. So a 13-point game, you know, with 4 minutes left, it seems like a big deficit. But if any of these teams have the shooting ability to close that gap, it's showtime.
Wow, Johnson lost the ball, picked it back up, and delivered it, extending the lead of Shodem, 48-33. This is Andrews. He wants the three ball again, looking to keep the ball on the floor. He will for the moment, and Arnold can't as it just barely escapes into the stands. Leading scorers through the tournament for Shodem are Bosa Onwuta, TJ Richards. Onwuta 13 points per game, 12 rebounds per game. Richards 14 points per game, 6 rebounds. I feel like Manyika has been a big factor in tonight's game for Shodem.
Yeah, Chris Manyika definitely has stepped up to the challenge tonight offensively here in the second half specifically. Shodem needs a big win.
Perkovic hits the three. In transition, just pulls up and drains it. 48-36, he cuts into that lead just a little bit, less than 3 to play. Showtime, a chance to take another one back, and they will. The layup by Andrews.
You know, from Showtime's perspective, they need a big win, especially being so close with Showtime in the standings. Showtime really needs they need one of these victories by 10 or 15 points, because here after next week, it's going to determine if a couple teams have equal records. That point differential is what's going to decide who plays in that final on week 6. And right now, the point differential for Showtime is -40 compared to Showtime's +9. So if you know, even if there's some back and forth between the two of them, and it comes down to it, they're going to have to find a way to close that gap on the point differential in some of these games.
Well, kind of fueled by that steal a moment ago and the three by Perkovic, but it's an 8-2 run in favor of Showtime right now. They trail by 10, so if they could just put together another run like that over the next 60, 90 seconds, they'll be right in it in the final moments of this. We'll see Showtime a chance to extend their lead, get some momentum here. Yusuf from the low block. His shot is short. This is Nikola. Nikola in transition, quickly coming up the hardwood. Jatobo wants 3. This one clangs off the iron. Wesley Johnson battling for it, and the whistle from the baseline.
Yeah, they were kind of jostling for the ball there, and Weasley kind of got Kai with that elbow when he was throwing his arm back. Offensive foul.
Nikola the inbound. Showtime inside, and the whistle again. It's a 10-point game. Nikola from right on top of the line, he hits it. Showtime's got the lead down to single digits for Showtime. 7-point game, 48-41. Here's the layup by Johnson that takes a big high bounce and goes. It's back to 9 points between these two. That's crucial. Looking for the response, nothing here. Nikola finesses this outside, 90 seconds. Saliprovic for 3, that rolls across the iron and is boarded by Yusuf. Long feed, TJ Richards with a commanding slam.
Wow, TJ has been pretty silent since the first half, but he comes in with a yell on that one.
Manyika, backside, Johnson on the mid block outside. Richards steps over the line, delivered down low for Busa, who gets a dunk as well.
Now they're just showing off.
Yeah, that's about it. And with less than a minute to play, it would be very difficult to overcome this 13-point margin. Show Dem walking their way back up the floor. So a game with 9 lead changes. A huge run for Show Dem coming out of the gates in the third quarter as they pad it just a bit there. That's the kind of stuff you want to see out of your team heading into the late stages of the Hawks Gauntlet. Any thoughts on the success of Show Dem in this afternoon's game, Tony?
No, I mean, we started off slow. I didn't know if we'd even get to. I didn't even know if we'd get to 40 points apiece at the start of it, and they've almost scored 60. So they were able to really turn it on in the second half, led by Chris Monyika mostly. Nicola, a little dunk of his own there to end it. 11 points. Good win by Show Dem.
Yeah, that's a big-time win, and that'll do it for game 1 of week number 4 in the Hawks Gauntlet. A little padding for Show Dem, 56-45. They take the 11-point victory on our simulcast on Huddle TV from the Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schray for Tony Williams and all of the Hawks on the floor. We'll catch you next time. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Schray Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Schray Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.